Hi everybody, I'm Kimberly Turner from cookingwithkimberly.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make Norwegian herring, potato and cucumber medallions with sour cream and dill. These are going to be a beautiful little appetizer or hors d'oeuvre, and you know, if you're scared of using herring and you're not really sure about it, this is a nice way to start out. We're using a lot of traditional Norwegian ingredients today. I'm using some rapeseed oil and some fresh dill, some lovely Norwegian herring, some cucumber and some sour cream and things, and some potatoes are going to be what the base of this is. So we're going to stack everything together and we need to get everything prepared. The first thing I'm going to do is get my potatoes prepared. Now, I have 3 potatoes, they're medium-ish size, and I'm going to slice them. Now, if you don't like the looks of the skin on the outside of your potato, you can peel it. I'm not peeling it today, there's lots of nutrients in here, plus it's going to be another little beautiful color that's going to be added to our stacks, okay? I'm going to ever so thinly slice them, and I'm preheating my oven to 350 degrees. I have a baking sheet prepared with a silicone mat. This is from Bake It Fun. You can check out my review on this. Or you can use parchment if you really want to, okay? So thinly slice. I'm just going to do them by hand, but if you wanted to use a mandolin or something of that nature, feel free to do so. Try and make them as even as possible. And I just want them in the shape of a medallion, just like this, okay? Not quite as thin as a potato chip, but not really thick either. Okay, so my potatoes are beautifully sliced, my oven is preheated, and let's get these guys spiced up, okay? I'm going to freshly mince some parsley and add that to my potatoes. I'm just going to toss everything in a bowl so I can evenly coat my potatoes. I'm going to add some freshly ground pepper because everything needs pepper. Freshly grinding your spices, boy, there's nothing like it. If you don't have a mortar and pestle, make sure you check out my store at shop.cookingwithkimberly.com. Alright, so add a little bit of pepper. And I've poached my herring on the stovetop with some vodka and some nice spices, and I'm going to elaborate on that in a second. But I'm going to use a little bit more of the spice rub that I have. This is Napa Jack's Citrus Herb Spice Rub. You can make your own spice rub or use something very similar. Now, citrus, I think, goes perfectly with fish all the time, no matter where you're from, okay? So just a little bit of that. And I'm going to tell you what else is in here. It just gives a nice base of flavor. This is garlic spices, including chili pepper, onion, orange peel, parsley, and paprika. Okay, nice basic. I'm going to use some rapeseed oil. If you don't have rapeseed, you could always use grapeseed. You can use canola oil or some kind of other more flavorless oil. Okay, use about a tablespoon. And I'm just going to toss all of those ingredients together. Make sure that your potatoes are nicely coated with the spices and that dill. It's going to be so pretty. Potatoes and dill go so nicely together. I just love that combination. So I'm just going to go ahead and arrange my potatoes on my silicone mat, not touching. They don't have to be really far apart. These are going to run for about 15-20 minutes, depending on how thick you made them in the oven. I'm going to turn them halfway, so in about 10 minutes I'm going to check on them, and they are going to be extra delicious. I would like them to be a little bit browned. Now I'm making a little bit more potatoes than I need to, and the reason why is because these are absolutely delicious like this. So for the people that maybe aren't so adamant on eating herring, they can just eat these nice little snacks instead, and they won't feel all that left out. So if you're only making a few little appetizers, you likely will only need 1 or 2 potatoes. Use any of that extra oil and the spices and just kind of scatter them about, okay? Now this is a good alternative to eating potato chips too, and it's a great midnight snack all by itself. So into the oven it's going to go. I'm going to check them in 10 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to talk about my herring. Now I had 2 fillets of Norwegian herring, and what I've done was I just went ahead and cut it into little chunks, okay? Maybe about 1 inch or 2 inches. I have a piece of lemon in there. I have some dill. I have some onion slices, and I'm poaching it in vodka. Now, I made my own vodka a couple months ago, but you can use your own, just whatever kind of vodka you like. But this is a citrus herb vodka, the exact same rub that I've used here. Went in here with a bunch of lovely little herbs, parsley and cilantro, you know, lemon and things like that. So it's a nice flavored vodka, but you can use just plain vodka if you want to. Now, I'm just going to poach that, and I want to kind of heat those through with all those gorgeous flavors. Herring is a beautiful source of natural omega-3 fatty acids, which is very healthy for you and your heart. And that's how we're gonna roll. Now, in Norway, they eat a lot of cold water fish, oily fish like salmon and herring and things of that nature. So we're gonna keep with that theme, and herring is gonna go beautifully with this. Now I have a mini cucumber, and I'm just slicing that into little medallions, just like I did my potato. And these are gonna be stacked with everything else. Okay, 10 minutes is up. Oh, they smell so good. The whole kitchen smells great. Potatoes tend to be rather moist, so I try to use the convection setting whenever I can to get rid of all that extra steam. I don't want them steaming, I actually want them to bake. So I'm just gonna turn them over, flip them over on this sheet. They tend to get nice and brown on the bottom. That's exactly what we want. So maybe you're celebrating Lent, and this is a nice little appetizer that you can create, or just something a little bit different than what you're used to, you know? We all need a change. This fresh dill, there's nothing like it. And these potatoes, they'll lose a lot of moisture, as I said, so they tend to move away from each other a little bit, so you have a lot more space. All right, back in the oven for another 10 minutes, I would say. You just want to make sure they're brown, so however long that's going to take in your oven, okay? Back in. In the meantime, my Norwegian herring is looking beautiful, and it also smells very nice in the kitchen. Oh, so we are going to remove that from the stovetop so I can actually handle that fish. Okay, let it cool just a tiny bit. Now these potatoes are done. They smell amazing. I love how some of them are nice and browned up, and that's exactly the ones I like to eat. They're these brown, crispy ones, just like this. Ooh, those are the best. But the rest of them are nice and done too, nice and crispy. So we're gonna start assembling this. Now you're gonna ever so carefully remove your little Norwegian fillets from your poaching liquid so you don't break them. You wanna keep them intact, just like this. They have the skin on. They are so nice and plump and beautiful. They smell amazing. Okay, so I'm ready to start assembling. And I'm just gonna put them on a little serving tray. Now, if you wanted to do a heck of a lot more, go ahead and do a lot more than the 2 fillets that I did. All right, so I'm gonna start with a larger piece of the medallions on the bottom. That's my first stack, okay? I'm gonna put the smallest little dab of sour cream on top of that. And that's gonna be the glue that holds my cucumbers on there. So add a couple cucumber. I'm gonna add another stack of the potato, a little bit smaller piece. And I'm gonna add my piece of herring, okay? Poached herring in vodka poached herring. Come on, doesn't that sound awesome? I'm gonna add a nice little sprig of dill to that with the herring. And I'm going to top it with a much smaller piece of the potato. And I'm going to finish it with a little dollop of sour cream on the top. I like to use a full fat sour cream for full flavor. A little bit of pepper on the top of that, and finish off with a beautiful piece of dill. And here's my first little stack. So here you go, this beautiful little stack of potato, sour cream, cucumber, herring, and sour cream again on the top with that dill. They're beautiful. They're a little bit of a labor of love, but I'll tell you what, they're gonna be so worth it. And I'm gonna make a couple here and get them on a serving tray, and then I'll show you and we'll try a couple. These are picture perfect. And just arrange them on your tray, and you'll see me when I'm done. Well, my little tray is done, and they look absolutely beautiful. Check those out, okay? Gorgeous, right? So they're nice little poppers that people can grab at a cocktail party, or, you know, when they get to your house for some other kind of get together like Christmas or Easter, and they're easy to eat. You just grab them and pop them. Now, again, if you wanted to layer them even more, you could do another layer. These are gonna be very tasty. I can't wait to try them. Let's go. So just grab your little popper. It's everything you want them to be. You have that crispy potato that's savory from our beautiful spice rub. It's creamy from the sour cream. You get that nice meaty herring in the center. The dill, nice and fresh. You get the fresh raw cucumber, nice and crispy and gorgeous. Oh, a little bit peppery, Serve that with a little bit of vodka, and you're good to go. Those are good. I think I could eat this whole tray myself. Now, when I got my Norwegian herring, I got it from my fishmonger and it was already filleted. So the skin was still left on, but the head was removed, the insides were removed, and the bones were removed. If you have whole herring, you have to do that yourself first, okay? So get rid of the insides, the head, the bones, pick the bones out if you need to use some tweezers, and you're good to go. Now, if you wanted to purchase the herring that you can get that's pickled or marinated, those work too, and you could just poach that in your liquid if you want to. But that's how you do it. Very, very simple. I hope that you try eating a little bit more Norwegian herring. Gorgeous. Get your omega-3s. And look how trendy and cute that is, right? Beautiful. I'm gonna give one to my mom. I'm gonna have to go bring this back to mom because she loved them. Now you get that beautiful vodka poached herring. You get the crispy, savory potato that's still kind of warm. That sour cream makes everything happy and tasty and stick together. The cucumber with that nice raw flavor. Awesome. And the dill to top it all off. You really have a winning hors d'oeuvre, and it's beautiful. So that's how you do it. That's how you make Norwegian herring, potato, and cucumber medallions with sour cream and dill. You're gonna love it, okay? Try it, it's easy. Follow me on Twitter at Cooking with Kim E with a capital E. Like the fan page at facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly. My shows are on ifood.tv/cookingwithkimberly, youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly, and you can find me syndicated on Roku. My channel is Cooking with Kimberly. Come to my website at cookingwithkimberly.com and subscribe. Interact with us and let us know what's going down in your culinary world, all right? Be a champion in your kitchen and eat deliciously. Bye.